Hello, my name is John Sheeler, my wife Susan, and we are Smokerise Campers. And on the last video, we told you a little bit about ourselves, about our background, and what our plans were in the future. This video is about our first camping experience with our Zinger. We went to a campground called Buck Creek outside of Marion, North Carolina, and this campground is a nice, quiet little place. And so we got the camper all hooked up and headed down the road, and we got to the campground, pulled up to the office, and shifted the truck into park, and took my foot off of the brake to get out to go check in, and the truck started going down the road. I immediately hit the brake and wondered what happened. I looked at the gear shift indicator. It said that it was in park. Let my foot off the brake and it started going again. Oh my, what do we do? We were in a fix now. We wondered about whether we should go home or if we should stay or whatever. And during this process, having a little bit of mechanical background, I decided that to try something. So put the emergency brake on, and I got Susan to get in the driver's seat and hold the brake just for assurance that I wouldn't get run over. And I went to the camper and got our toolkit out, which is a must. You've got to have a well-supplied toolkit in your camper. Got the pliers and crawled under the truck and was able to shift the truck manually into park. Well, we went into the office and checked in, and then repeated this process and drove up to the campsite, got out, got under the truck again, shifted it into reverse, and backed into the campsite successfully on one try. Things were looking good. We proceeded to level the camper. The first thing you do is level the camper from side to side first while it's hooked to the vehicle, your tow vehicle. We got that successfully leveled and went to and unhooked the truck. After we got the truck unhooked, we leveled the camper from front to back. That would be the second thing, is leveling the camper from front to back. We've got a power jack, so that's just a matter of pushing a button to raise it up or lower it. After we got it leveled and everything, we lowered the stabilizers, and everything was good until we got to the very last one on the right rear, and evidently I didn't pay enough attention to the lay of the land, and the jack wouldn't touch the ground. And needless to say, we didn't have enough blocking material with us to be able to make it work. That's a sure thing. You want to make sure to have plenty of blocking material, whether it be just boards or these snap together blocks that you can purchase. However you go about doing it, just make sure you've got plenty of blocking material. Well, at this point we realized, this isn't good. Now we're going to have to hook back up, and with the shifting problem, this is a little bit of an issue. We backed up to the camper, didn't get directly under the ball, had to pull up every time, having to get under the truck and shift the gears. Finally got under the ball and lowered the camper back onto the ball, to the hitch. Pulled the stabilizer jacks and everything up, It's a must to make sure that you get your stabilizer jacks up. If you have to lower the camper a good ways to get back on your your hitch, you have to raise the stabilizer jacks beforehand. And actually, I would recommend raising all the stabilizer jacks beforehand, before you ever even start to put the camper on the truck. We got it hooked up and everything, pulled up about 4 feet, repeated the process, leveled it back up right to left, got that level, unhooked it from the truck. Of course, we put the wheel scotches and everything under the wheels beforehand of the camper. Leveled the unhooked the truck, and then re-leveled the camper front to back. Once we did this, we put down the stabilizer jacks, and voila, with the blocking material that we had, we were able to get all 4 jacks on the ground. We proceeded to hook up the water, the sewer, and the electric. Make sure when you're hooking up the electric that you turn the power off on the electrical box before you plug it up. We did this, plugged it up, turned the power back on, turned the water on, everything went just fine. The weekend ended up being just terrible weather. It was cold and rained the whole time. But as for the campground, it was just a mom and pop campground, probably about maybe 60 campsites. Very quiet, very quiet. The only thing that we heard going on is that, and they didn't do it while we were there, but they have a huge field out there that they have remote control airplanes. They fly and stuff out there. But being rainy and cold and everything, they didn't have any of that. They have no swimming pool, a very small store that you can get a drink and an ice cream, a candy bar, maybe a loaf of bread, but it doesn't have a whole lot. So make sure to bring everything that you need. Luckily, grocery stores and stuff are only a matter of about 3 miles or so away. Nice quiet campground, nice stream, trout fishing, but no swimming pool, no nothing. Bathhouse was adequate. It was a little bit cold in there. They didn't have the heat, didn't have it heated very well. They've got a laundry, but that's about it. Basically, it's camping beside the river. Nice, quiet little place. Would we go back? As of this moment, I guess, considering it's the first place we've been, yes. I'm sure that in our running around and stuff, we're going to find places that we like much better. But if you're looking for a place that's just quiet, peace and quiet, nothing going on, few kids riding a bicycle around, it's got access to the Blue Ridge Parkway, Mount Mitchell, Linville, all that area up in there is just a matter of 15 or so miles away. It's about somewhere around 40 miles or so to Biltmore State, Asheville. So that was our first experience camping, and needless to say, it didn't go very well, and Susan was having a fit. She was on the verge of saying, no, we're not doing this again. But she's a trooper, and we managed managed to get through it, and the repair on the truck did end up being a shift cable, and it cost about $200 to have it installed and everything, and that was it. And so it wasn't as big a deal as what she thought, and so we are still on the camping bandwagon. She is ready to go again and give it another try, hopefully with less issues. So that's the story about our first camping trip. Hopefully yours will be better, and hopefully you learned a little bit of something with this video. Make sure to check the lay of the land. Make sure there's no big holes that you can't get your jacks down. And take that toolkit with you. You never know. Thank you for watching Smokerise Campers. Stay tuned for other videos. Have a good day.